Good morning, everyone. Darren Chabluk here. With me today is Gary Searle. He is the founder of Customers, Customerse. Welcome to the call, Gary.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you having me. Really looking forward to this and being able to provide value to you and your audience.
Oh, excellent. And tell me a little bit, Customers, that's a very good name, but can you give us a description on what it is that you do?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a customer experience agency, and there's a couple of facets to it. So the first one is I consult with companies to help them optimize their customer experience. And the way that I do that is I first put them through my customer experience assessment. And depending on how well they do there, I can essentially work with them to get them up to the level required, which then allows them to join the next part of the business, which is they become a customer recommended business. And when they do that, I actively promote them and I actually look for customers for them as well and make referrals. So that's the second part of the business. So there's the consultancy side and then the referral side.
So when a client of yours, just to recap, when a client of yours works with you and they complete, is it a recommendation you said?
So we first do an assessment.
An
So it's an assessment of their customer experience. So it's different areas of their business. There's 20 different areas that impacts customer experience.
Yeah.
And the assessment essentially they're scored out of a maximum of 100 points. They need 80 points to pass. And if they get 80 points, then they automatically become a customer's recommended business. If they score less than 80, then I can work with them to get them up to the level required if that's what they want to do.
To become a customer's recommended business.
Yeah.
Cool. How did you happen to land on that idea? Where did you get the idea to have that type of, it's like a loyalty or a rating system?
Yeah, kind of. So the story behind it was I used to be a personal coach and I still do it really part-time, but it's not my main thing now. And I always put customer experience at the top of what I do. It was always like the big thing I focus on. And I started to see how many businesses were struggling with their own customer experience, how many didn't really focus on it. And I kind of saw an opportunity for a customer experience related business. Originally, it was just going to be the consultancy side of it. And then as I started to think about, okay, what do companies really need and where could they really use the help? I realized that I can combine the consultation side of it and then the referral side so that I can actually pass customers on to them. So one, that helps them to gain new customers, but then also what I can do through the consultancy side of it is to help them like their current customers, to help them to get to spend more money with that business to become loyal customers. And essentially that's the only two ways you can grow a business, either to get more customers or to get your current customers to spend more money. So if I can help them with both areas of that, then essentially they're growing in the two ways that you can possibly grow a business.
More customers and to increase the lifetime value. That's one of the things they call it, right?
Lifetime essentially that's what it is, the customer lifetime value. So increase the customer lifetime value or to get more customers. And when you combine the two, then that's what you do. You grow your business in the most effective way.
Who is your ideal client?
So for me at the moment, I focus on service-based businesses, primarily online service-based businesses, but they could be bricks and mortar as well. That's the main areas I'm going into, and then as the business expands, and I'll look at different areas as well. But at the moment, it's very much the service-based business that I'm most focused on.
Excellent. And how do you find the service-based business when it comes to customer service? What's the standard? Is is there a lot of people that are suffering with their customer service, or
So when it
is it?
comes, sorry, yeah, go on. Do you want to finish what you were saying?
No, I just wanted to, I think that's what I want to ask is,
Yeah, yeah.
what's the pulse of
So
the industry?
yeah, so I think most businesses can improve on their customer experience. When there's a study done where I can't remember the exact percentages, I'd have to remind, but it's something like 80% of companies think that their customer experience is superior, essentially, but only 8% of customers actually think that they receive superior customer experience on a regular basis. So there's a big disconnect between what customers want and what they're getting and what businesses think they're providing. So there are some companies who know that their customer experiences could be better, but there are actually a lot who think they're probably doing a good job or a great job, but actually could be doing a lot better. So it's helping them to see that they could be doing a lot more than what they're currently doing to best serve their customers.
Industry statistics are very powerful.
Yeah.
80%,
I
80%.
believe it's 80%. It's something around that. That's the one I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the high 70s to early 80%. And I
Yep.
know it was definitely 8% that said
Yep.
that they receive superior customer experience. So there's a massive difference between what customers
Yeah.
are saying they get and what companies think they're providing.
Even if the numbers weren't exactly, or I think what is apparent though is the disconnect,
Yeah.
which is the companies. What's that old saying? I judge myself based on my intentions, and you judge me based on my actions. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So the companies are basing themselves on their intentions. A lot of times their intentions are very good.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the real world actions, they're falling short by a long shot, by like 10%. Like I mean, 8% is only 10% of 80. So that's a huge disconnect. What happens? What's the first? I mean, I could take a guess at this, but what's the first thing that happens when customer service falls short? Like what are the telltale signs that a company that has a market share in whatever niche they're in, and their customer service starts waning? What are the telltale signs of that?
So first, it will be the customers start leaving, and then any new customers you get probably won't become repeat customers. So you don't really have customer loyalty. They're the two main things: that either your current customers leave and no longer give you their loyalty, because it takes a lot to maintain that loyalty and to keep it on a regular basis and keep it for the long term. But then also you might be able to attract a few new customers with your marketing. If say your marketing was great and your advertising was great, but your customer experience was really poor, then you might get them in the door, but you're not going to keep them in the door. And that's the telltale sign as to whether or not your customer experience is good or not, because customers now are far more willing to go somewhere else if they're not receiving the experience they want, because there's so many more options these days. And plus it's easier as well to actually find new businesses to essentially give your money to.
Data's got to play a big role in the system for customer care, right? Data,
Yeah.
like gathering feedback.
Yeah, that's a big part of what I cover in the assessment, is measuring your customer experience, and that comes through your customer lifetime value, the amount of referrals that you're getting, what your customers are saying about you on social media and say like to their friends and things like that, and then customer feedback surveys. There's lots of different metrics that you can use, and that data is really invaluable, and it's data that you can't afford not to have. And if you don't, then you're definitely missing a great opportunity to really optimize your customer experience, because the best people to tell you how well you're doing are your customers. And if you don't have that information, then you're going to be lacking.
One of the things that I'm starting to look at with my own company is gathering clean data as opposed to and organizing and make sure trying to keep my data all in one place. What is your vantage point on that, on the organization and the storage of the data, so that you can optimize your client's customer experience?
Yeah, I think having access to that data is really important. There's no point gathering that data if then you don't use it and you're not aware of it. And then if you just gather the data for the sake of, oh, well, we're doing the right thing, but then you just put it on like on your computer somewhere, and then you never look at it again. What's the point if you're not going to use it? So having it all in one place, having it in a front of mind, having it as a driver around what you're going to do to improve, how you're going to serve your customers, so many different things that you've got to focus on, and use that data as the driver of really what you're going to do and how you're going to improve.
That's fantastic. Gary, there has to be other individuals, other companies that are probably in the market that are probably competing with you. What differentiates your service? What is your claim? What is your competitive advantage?
Yeah. So there's a few things that are actually different about what I do. So one of them is the whole customer experience thing is actually not, there's not a massive player in that market in itself. So that's what I'm looking to become, the go-to company for customer experience, because that's still open. But then also the other side of it is how I combine the consultancy side of it and then the referral side. I've not seen any other company doing that. And then the other great thing about it is that on the referral side, I don't take any commission on that. Any referrals I make to companies is completely theirs. So they keep 100% of that sale. The only money I make is through the consultancy side of it, of helping businesses. So if they become one of my recommended businesses, the benefits they receive are completely theirs. They're invaluable. And like I said, I don't take any commission. So that way I make sure that customers are getting the right referrals, not just the one that's going to make me the most money, because I don't make any money from it. So that's the key difference, but there are actually a few things that make what I do different.
It sounds as though you have you're building a directory when it comes to your recommended customers. You have like a directory or authority site.
Yeah, essentially that's what it's going to become. It's going to become a directory, but it's going to become a directory of the very best businesses. And then how I use that data and how I present it, that will change over time. And I don't have the complete picture of where I'm going with the company, but I know what I'm looking to create. And essentially it's going to be a case of not just another directory with loads of different businesses listed. It's going to be only the very best. And the only way to qualify is to become one of the best.
And how can someone get in contact with you if someone wants to speak to you about becoming a client? What's the best way to contact? You have a website?
Yeah, the two best ways are through LinkedIn or Facebook. They're the two platforms I'm mostly active on. Facebook, direct message through my company page or my group, that sort of thing, or through my direct LinkedIn profile. They're the two best ways to contact me.
I'll post it in the group also. But
Perfect.
I want to thank you for making the time today to do the call with me and to shedding some light on maximizing the lifetime value, giving us a solution that we can have someone to contact in the group to maximize lifetime value and acquisition. And thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, Gary.
My pleasure. My absolute pleasure. It's been great and I've really enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, will do.